For starters, I, 20 female, and my boyfriend, 21 male, don't live together. We met when I was 19 and he was 20, and didn't start dating till almost a year later. 2 pieces of background information. I have always made more than he has. I have been fully independent from my parents since I was 18. I rent my own apartment, own a car, and have a dog. I also pay for my own food, transportation, insurance, and phone. My car has broken down twice as it's a pretty old vehicle, and I have to pay to fix it 90% of the time. My dad has helped with car repairs occasionally. I don't make a lot of money. I did 65 hours a week at one fast food job, then moved to 45 for a second fast food job, with a second job working 12 hours a week. Just recently, the part-time job offered me a promotion and full-time, so that's the only job I have at the moment. We don't live together or have any sort of joint finances. As I said, I live alone. He still lives with his mom. We used to work together at the first fast food restaurant I used to work at. Now he's there doing about 60 to 65 hours a week. He spends the weekend at my place Friday night to Sunday afternoon. He does pay his mom rent for his room, but it's hardly anything, and he can be late on rent. There was no sudden incident that led to this. Whenever we hang out, I'm expected to pay for everything. He spends every paycheck within almost a week of getting it. I've tried my best to discourage these habits as kindly as I can without hurting his feelings, but I'm getting tired. I told him once that I feel like I'm being used as an ATM because of his crap spending habits. His behavior changed, but only for a short while. I feel very guilty ever bringing this up, because whenever it comes to gift-giving holidays, he's an extravagant gift giver. I've tried to gently hint that I want him to stop buying me things and just save his money. But he brushes it off. I tend to do more simple, but thought-out gifts. Mine tend to be cheaper because I don't have a bunch of extra cash lying around. We have talked about moving in together, and I keep telling him that when he learns to manage his money and save it, that's when I'll consider living with him. The issue is we've been talking about moving in together for several months, and nothing has changed, and I feel like he really doesn't want to make the effort to live with me. It got to the point where I told him I will not allow another conversation about living with him until he has saved up about $7,000. It's not an unreasonable goal. He said okay, but nothing has changed. To give a more general understanding of what I pay for the both of us consists of food, his rides to and from my place, updating his bus pass, drinks, gas for my own car to drive him places, sending him $50 to $100 when he really needs money, activities, basically almost anything. I'm expected to pay for it. I try not to let it bother me, but because I have bills and rent to pay for by myself, sustaining this type of spending has made money super tight for me, and there have been a few months I was afraid I'd be living on the streets. He does pay, sometimes, but that's pretty rare. I want to know if I'm the bad guy, if I bring this up. I feel horrible because he is the sweetest person on the planet. He helps me around my apartment with small chores, and will take care of me when I'm sick. Generally, our communication is pretty strong, and I can talk to him about anything, but I'm really afraid of hurting his feelings over this. I am a bit of a people pleaser, but in my mind, I'm trying to take back my thoughts. I try to see it as he does super elaborate gifts and helps out around my apartment now and then with laundry, sweeping, and my dog. In return, I pay for everything he asks for. I'm sorry this is so long. Thank you to everyone who read this. It's been on my mind for a long time, and I'm not sure what to do now. I feel trapped. Any advice would be great. Thank you. The poster provided an update. Thank you everyone for the critiques and kind comments. I've read everything you guys have sent in and tried to reply to as many questions as I could. I have never been this validated for anything, and it has boosted my confidence quite a lot. Usually, in my family and relationships or friendships, I've had to be the one who always gave up what I wanted, which has led to me not pushing my opinions or thoughts as much. To give a bit more context, which I should have done sooner, he did pay at the beginning of our relationship. I did fight him over this a little, as I have always been pretty independent and wanted to split the bills from the beginning. Anyways, I talked to him and we're going to meet up tomorrow night and have a firm sit-down conversation about the issue. I'll be writing a letter for him tonight, and I'll give it to him tomorrow. I'll do my best to update tomorrow and put in the letter if y'all are interested. Wish me luck. Thank you, everyone. The poster provided another update. This will probably be my final update. Thank you to everyone who reached out and offered support and advice. I have read all the comments and responded to as many as I could. I know this update is later than I'd promised, but I finally got to it. I wrote my boyfriend a 2-page letter using your comments as inspiration and told him that I am cutting off all financial support. If he wants to come over, pay for his own ride and groceries. He didn't react at all to the letter, just read it a couple times, then sat quietly. We talked for a few minutes, then dropped it. I continued to ask him how he was feeling, or if he needed to talk, and didn't get much from him. I will not be breaking up with him. I know this is disappointing for a lot of you, but I do believe he is an overall good person. If there is no change, I will be giving him hard timelines. I do believe he is a good person at heart, and I'm praying this is just a lapse he can recover from. Thank you all.